And things like that gentleman back there is doing, is raising his hand. He would say, "Yes, sir. Do you have a question?"
Well, I have two.
Okay.
So you made a couple comments. One is you talked about the power of the state legislatures.
Yeah.
And so Mark Levin wrote a best-selling book, the premise of which is basically the key to our salvation is decentralization of power.
Yeah.
Right? Back to the state legislatures. So do you think this is a useful proposition, number one? And number two, every time you turn on the news, you hear the Tea Party are anarchists, the Tea Party are this, the Tea Party are that, and most of us more or less sort of ignore this. Yes? And so, what Reagan's political director used to do is he used to do this, flip this the opposite way. Essentially, say the liberals are anarchists, the liberals are anarchists, socialists, and whatever, essentially doing what you're doing now. And so my question to you on that front is, do you think that's a useful and unutilized or underutilized tool from our perspective?
Yeah, look, two good questions. Look, I think it's Mark Levin's ideas, which include term limits on Supreme Court justices, which is a great idea. The power should lie in the states. Absolutely not. I've read most of Levin's book, and I agree with every step of it. All I would say is, it's a long-term project, and we've got to do that in conjunction with the election. But we can't just go on concentrating on the state legislatures, because if the Democrats win at the federal level again, they will just crush the legislatures. They'll take away their power. So this has got to be a two-pronged strategy. By all means, build up the legislatures, but we have to take back things on the national level at the next election. Because Obama will call the troops in if he has to. The other thing is fighting back. Reagan was good at this. He used humour. He bypassed the media. He would go to town halls and tell his story. I think what gets me is the Republicans have the greatest story in the world to tell. The most successful republic that's ever existed. They can tell about liberty and freedom, prosperity, and being world leaders. They've got all this stuff to tell, and they let the Democrats tell the stories, and they're on the defensive all the time. They've just got to come out hardcore like Ted Cruz does and stick up for what America is, like Reagan did. Why is this a hard lesson for the Republicans to learn? That people will rally to a man who can tell a good story and back it up and stand on principle. We all look back in the 20th century, three great leaders in the 20th century as far as I'm concerned. It was Reagan and Thatcher and Churchill. And not one of them was a wimp or an appeaser. Not one of them wouldn't call out his enemies. Not one of them didn't stand strong. Not one of them was a compromiser. And who do we look at today? Before World War II, Neville Chamberlain went to Nazi Germany. We can work with Hitler, we can build bridges, and we can have peace in our time. And Winston Churchill, this man is a fascist dictator and a bully. He must be stopped for the freedom of our country. And who was right, and who do we remember now? So I don't think it's really a hard thing, When the Republicans stand up, they've got the best story in the world to tell. They've got the best message. They've got a record to stand on. They've got everything they want, and they don't do it. They spit on their own base. They wonder, Karl Rove wonders why those 2 million Republicans didn't vote last time, and the Christians wouldn't even look at them. Yet he told everybody to go out for the independents, who didn't actually exist anyway. And he told everybody, we're going to win this. We're going to win Florida. We're going to win Ohio. Look, I had a friend who infiltrated the SEIU in Colorado, and she was in meetings with these top SEIU guys a month before the election. They knew then they had won Ohio. They were moving their troops into Colorado then. They were going to solve Colorado, and then they were going down to Florida. They knew they had won. Yet we had our side telling us we've got it won. They're clueless. You know, so I rave on a bit, but I think you get the gist of what I'm saying.
Right.